She's 16 years old. She probably knows nothing about Public Enemy. Her first introduction to Public Enemy is probably through watching Flavor Flav on TV. Now, I got to come back behind that madness and let the sister know, no, we have a long legacy of educating people and raising the conscious level of people. That's not what Public Enemy has to offer. That's not all. But we have to look at it in duality. I think they called it, and they said about, they called it binary, whatever that means. But anyway, Flavor Flav was that one that drew people that wouldn't even listen to me and Chuck. He drew those people to Public Enemy, which was a beautiful thing. Because once they were drawn to Public Enemy, me and Chuck would hit them with the left-right combination. You understand what I'm saying? Which was a beautiful thing. Seeing Flavor Flav outside of the context of what Public Enemy is some high-tech buffoonery. Because you kind of figure with the platform that Flavor Flav has now, he could have said one positive thing to uplift the hearts and minds of our people, right or wrong. So no, I don't. That was about a 2 on the applause meter, but I don't really need the applause. I need y'all to think. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm noticing this, that there's a young, white, hydrate. How you doing, brother? Young white people in America and throughout the world that are coming up, and they don't think like their parents. You understand what I'm saying? Even when no black people came to Public Enemy's concert, they was there doing this. They probably didn't know what it meant. You understand what I'm saying? But they were there. They took away from the concert and from the records, from the CDs, what they could take away from it. I'm going to explain that tonight. Because no insult to white people. All right? And brothers and sisters, you sit next to a white person, just kind of nudge them a little bit and help them through this part right here. See, this is where we start to go. To the left. Let me see if there's some chalk. Listen, no offense, and please don't get me wrong, but there's some concepts that we have to hit you to, that a lot of the rappers today are just not going to do. And don't get insulted. Just say, okay, that's just something I didn't know, and Griff taught me. As Michael Kors stated earlier, that doesn't stand for Superman, but there was gods that roamed the earth. All right? Those Greeks that came in and sat at the feet of the Africans in ancient Kemet and learned and took away those valuable lessons, those universal principles, and went back and took our name off it. They put their name on it, came back to ancient Kemet and destroyed us as a people. Know and understand this concept right here. Operating in the spiritual plane, on the spiritual plane. Bringing all of that on the spiritual plane down, calling it art. All right? From art, now you actually can operate on a physical plane. Now, that may sound very simple and very easy. All right? But here's where the hard part comes in. In order for you to do that, you have to have 7.5 ounces of brain cells. In order to have 7.5 ounces of brain cells, you have to have a high concentration of melanin to do this. And it's sad to say that a lot of white people cannot go to the spiritual realm and bring this down into an art form on a physical plane. You cannot do it. That is why every time black people come up with anything, we pull it down, and we constantly pull it down. We can pull it down at will. All right? We bring it into an art form in which you can understand it, because this is the plane that you operate on. All right? We put it in a physical form so you can deal with it. Now, there's a lot of things that we pull down when we want to. That is why Elijah Muhammad said, Master Farad Muhammad and the other scientists knew that the devil was going to be made and put on our planet, and he was going to create havoc on the planet. So what we did was we hid certain cities. Some people are still looking for hidden cities like Atlantis. We knew the devil was coming on the planet because he was supposed to have dominion over the planet. And I know you'll say, well, what the hell does this got to do with hip-hop? This is where we pulled hip-hop from. We didn't call it hip-hop. Michael Kors said it earlier. We can call it what we want to call it. We've always danced as a people. We've always had hieroglyphs, writings. Are you following me? Yeah. So now, people like Aaron have to wait until we pull it down, pull it in an art form, and then they imitate it. Now in 2006, there's some people, those same young white entrepreneurs, in a book called The First Millennium Edition of Certified Uncle Toms. On page 236, it teaches us young whites came in and niggerized hip-hop. Come on, think about it. Public Enemy was riding high, raising the conscious level of our people, not only black people, but we had gone past educating black people, and other people around the globe was embracing Public Enemy. So the government seen this and said, okay, the attack came. First the psychological war came. Then the physical attack came. Brothers like myself being poisoned. Brothers like myself being plucked out of Public Enemy, and Public Enemy from that point on went downhill. You didn't see it because you was probably caught up in it. I seen it from the outside looking in because I was on the inside looking out. Are you following me? So I see how they came into.
Are you comfortable in oppression? See, it's kind of like good cop, bad cop. Feel me? I don't know, a lot of y'all niggas, but I've had the pleasure of going to prison. And I know you say pleasure. Yeah, I've had the pleasure to go because I know how it go behind the scenes. And the reason I say that is you might have a nigga that's an asshole on his shit. And then you got a nigga that's a cool nigga on his shit. And so you might have a certain aspect of the population that don't like being in jail because it's an asshole CO that work on certain days. And then on a Saturday night, Friday night, niggas acting like jail is a cool place to be because this nigga let you be on the phone an extra 10 minutes. So the point I'm trying to make is you become comfortable in captivity when your captor shows you favor. So you niggas have to decide, do you not want to be a slave or do you not just want an asshole captor? Do you not want an asshole slave man? Do you niggas not want to build your own nation or do you just not want Trump to be the president? You have to decide. Because if you want your own shit, it don't matter what motherfucking president is in there. Don't apply to you because we working towards our own shit. But if you like it, and black people have to be realistic with themselves, okay, and ask themselves. And this is the topic I'm going to do on my other channel. Can black people survive or be successful as United States citizens? Can you be successful or can you survive as a part of an entity which refuses to honor your history, refuses to honor your ancestors, refuses to pay reparations for genocide, okay? Because it wasn't just, and motherfuckers always, and this is my thing about reparations, because a lot of y'all niggas have what I call genocide amnesia. Only thing you niggas know, I'm going to repeat that one more time. A lot of you niggas have what I call genocide amnesia. You forgot that you was a victim of genocide. So when you hear slavery, the only form of slavery you identify with is what you seen on TV or read in that piece of shit history book, which was the Atlantic slave trade. You niggas forget that simultaneously during that slave trade, you had the French slave trade, the Dutch slave trade, the motherfucking British slave trade, the Spaniard slave trade. The Arabs started it and they never stopped. And so when we talk about reparations go far beyond the Europeans, nigga. Britain, all Caucasoid superpowers owe black people a debt that honestly they can't motherfucking pay. That's just the truth. What you took, the only way you can reimburse me is to damn near give me the motherfucking government. And so black people have to ask themselves, is this a loss you willing to take? Is genocide compensatable by Christmas? Is it okay that Leopold killed 14 million Africans and Tom Cruise, who I'm about to drag his ass very soon, want to make a movie honoring Leopold? Is that okay because Christmas coming up? Is it okay that Europeans came over here and just off of hygiene alone, they wiped out 90% of the motherfuckers that was over here? Is that okay because of Christmas? Is the 100 million documented African slave that was brought over here for slavery, is that compensated? Is it a compensatable replacement for that because of Christmas? So you have to ask yourselves, how much fun and how much partying are you gonna have at the bottom? We ain't went nowhere, and I'm tired. And I don't want to hear none of you niggas talk about, oh, yes, we're more educated than we've ever been, and we're also more asleep, and we're also more fucked up than we've ever been.
So it's from North Carolina. You see it. Then you look at the guy, you remember the head of that whole investigation of the sniper? Was a black sheriff. Moose.
Yes. In D.C. Yeah,
No, outside. Montgomery County.
Montgomery County.
So they made you hit Montgomery County so he could take over the whole thing. Moose, and then they eventually John Muhammad. Him and John Muhammad was in the same National Guard unit in Portland, Oregon.
Wow.
Now, the reason that's important, ain't that many Negroes in Portland, Oregon. How could you forget that? Huh? See how it works? And he was the one telling the FBI agency, just look for a white man. Everything you heard, every witness said it was a white man in a white pickup truck. They investigated 2 black folks in a raggedy car that sleep on a parking lot after they bought them some Church's chicken. They kidnapped both of them 6 months before and put them in a warehouse. Then let them go. We ain't heard none of them talk. None of them talk. So this is the game. When you look at the September the 11th, we're the only country that when we give you the date, we give you October the 12th, September. And so why they come up with 911? That's the emergency call. So anytime you say it, you tell your brain to be scared. That's where they are. That's how close, how much research they've done. Right? So I'm in New York, September the 10th, September 11th. So I called my wife. I said, well, you got me sleeping tonight. She said, you're not. Your friend called from Paris and said, don't spend the night in New York tonight.
Wow.
I get on a train, go to D.C. I get there at 4 o'clock. I call the dude in Paris. How you know I was in New York? Punked. Said, we picked you up on the satellite, brother. So then I go walk and I come back and the other one then went down. I called back. He said, you owe me one, punk.
Wow.
See, this is how it works. It's a club.
Yeah.
Huh? Y'all go places, y'all see stuff and you know when it's been spliced and when it's not spliced, you know it's been tampered with. I do the same thing with the whole human thing. I've been out here so long and had the money to bring in the top people. I need you to look at this. Look at this. I had Steve Jack. I said, I need you to find me the #1 authority on breast milk. I said, I'm looking for shit to do, man. Because I had the money. #1 authority on breast milk. So he comes back and he said, it's 2 people. Out the university, both of them's equal. I said, well, $10 million a piece. He said, when you know they men, see how it works? The #1 authority on breast milk is a man. So I bring him in, take him to the black hospital, Flint Goodrich, down in New Orleans. So they keep saying to me, why are you giving us this money to do this? What you looking for? I said, I don't know if I was looking for it. I wouldn't have you here. I don't know what I'm looking for. You think I'm that stupid? I'll pay you this money to find something that I know? What I found out, man, was mind-boggling. You got a child.
Yes.
When your wife would be nursing the baby, the other breast would leak. That's not milk. That's all impurities. If she smoked, that's nicotine. If she drank, that's alcohol. If she work in a place where people smoke, all the chemicals that's in the food, that leaks out so the baby can't get it. So we go on every day to that, what you're looking for. So I didn't know. So As they was leaving, I said, here's what I'm looking for. My mother's mother said she was the nanny for white women. You all got enough sense to know what's in milk. Milk was for humans. You don't give a kitten dog milk. Yeah. I said the number one cause, the only cause of crib death is cow's milk. If you took cow's milk and breast milk from a woman and put it in a glass, you'd have to add 300 times more water with cow's milk to make it look like mother's milk, because the number one important ingredient in milk is not calcium. You get more calcium eating a piece of newspaper. So, cow's milk, the number one thing in milk is called casein. Casein makes the bone strong. So cows have enough casein to make the cow enough bone strength to deal with 1,000 pounds or more. Mother's milk just enough for a maximum of 175 pounds. So when you drink cow's milk with that casein, it becomes glue and shuts it down, and some folk in there, they die in the crib. They call it crib death. We don't know what causes it. That's what every nation on the planet that would never be stupid enough to give their child cow's milk, that would never had crib death. Only the countries in the world give cow's milk is crib death. So I know I just put that in my file when I was here. But I was looking to say, because I know milk, I know more about it than you all do.
So this is not no lightweight, conversation that I'm having with you. It's heavy, heavy, heavy. And a lot of people know, and understand that a lot of these images and a lot of these symbols don't have shit to do with the religion they claim they believe in. That's how I know you niggas is fake. That's how I know you fake. You ain't no true God. And the religion itself is fake. Even within the book, is nothing but occultism. Just like I broke down yesterday on Sarah Suicide YouTube page. That, Jesus possessed a lot of the powers and a lot of the historical descriptions of many of the Greco-Roman deities, Zeus, Jesus, Neptune, Bacchus, Dionysus, Hermes, and so on and so forth. I got one that's going up on my Patreon about, Jesus, performing many of his miracles with a wand, a magic wand. You understand what I'm saying? Cracking niggas' head. And this go back to the ancient traditions where, carved on the wall, they show Jesus with a magic wand in his hand. See, a lot of people don't want to deal with that. Now, I'm breaking that down very soon on my Patreon within the next 2-3 days. You know what I'm saying? It fall right in line with what I'm doing over here today on General Seti's page.
Only people want to practice socialism is black folk. We want to be able to look about civil rights and social integration. And so capitalism means owning and controlling those resources. And that's what my powernomics stuff is about. We're going to learn how to own and control resources and power and wealth to take care of our own people. And I guarantee you, from all my years in running campaigns, every politician would knock down anything to get to your door. You can deliver and become the most powerful people in this country if you started voting as an independent bloc. It said we move as a group. We move as a fist rather than fingers. And we'll stay together and we'll take care of each other, we'll buy from each other, we'll support each other, and we'll look after each other. And we'll make our dollars bounce in our community on that first floor. We'll make it circulate 8 to 12 times before it leaves black hands. You're powerless. They know the only thing you're going to do, they shoot 20 blacks tomorrow. All thing you're going to do is go out and march. That's all you're going to do. They know that. You have no power and wealth.
Jews, so-called Jews, outside of that auditorium calling for his death. I was in a war spirit and a war posture, and I felt that I did what was right, felt that I should have even done more. It should have gone beyond the rostrum and should have been taken outside as we did in Los Angeles when we drove them away from the convention center and drove them running down the streets. I wonder what would have been done then. So for the president to come out, Bill, Willie, Slick Willie, the vice president, the United States Senate to vote unanimously against me, for the first time the House of Representatives and the full Congress, and all of the mayors and governors and city councils and state assemblies and Negro organizations and Negro preachers, Ben Chavis, Reverend Behind, Reverend Butts, some of the other Negroes who came out against me, Jesse Lewis Jackson, who called the white folks, they didn't have to call him, he called them. Ben Chavis bragged in this city on TV how he was the first to call Minister Farrakhan to say something needed to be done about Khaled. All of that, and my last word, what's on my heart, I'll have to hold. As the old folks say, I'm just going to tarry a while. And I'm going to wait until my change comes. I don't believe that no matter how long it takes, I will continue the liberation struggle for our people. But no matter how long it takes, I don't believe you will be finding Khaled coming out against Louis Farrakhan. Whatever happened 30 years ago between the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, today, Malcolm with the honorable Elijah Muhammad 30 years ago, and Minister Farrakhan with Khaled today, hopefully, prayerfully, Farrakhan and Khaled can put a positive period behind the history of Elijah and Malcolm. Thank you.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I must be myself. And I must vibrate according to the way that the almighty, all-wise God and creator and the ancestors have me vibrate. That we will stay on the path toward our spirituality. Stay on the path toward reconnecting with ourselves. Before the coming of the white man, we didn't have to deal with a book to give us our morality. We didn't have to deal with a Bible. The Bible comes within a 6,000-year span. The Quran comes in a 6,000-year span. You think we, the original man and the original woman, had to wait until 6,000 years ago before some prophet Muhammad, or within 1,400 years, a prophet from Arabia came and brought us a revealed book? I beg your pardon. You think we had to wait for a Bible, as it is called? He was absolutely right about these books. We didn't have to wait for these books. We didn't go in a church, he's right. We didn't go in a temple. We didn't go in a masjid. We didn't have to go to any of those places. Our every action, our every heartbeat, our every pulse beat was a prayer in harmony with the divine universal order. Talk back to me. Talk back to me. Talk back to me.